Hey my loves, it's me, Oracle Brigette, and I'm live to do an energy update. So let's give it a second and then I'm gonna get into it. Let's put this caption on. Pin. So take some deep breaths. Oof. I'm pretty much ready to get into this message. So I've been trying my best to go live here on Instagram a lot. Lately I've been doing a lot of complimentary psychic readings and little light-coded messages that are kind of these timeless light-coded messages. And other times I do energy reports, energy updates, and that is the intention for this video. Come on in, my loves. So the intention for this video is to offer a reading, a collective reading, spiritual guidance and clarity to assist you with aligning with your highest vibrational reality in your now moment. Spiritual guidance and clarity, and so it is. I hear action happening outside. Worst case scenario, I close my window. But I'm about to burn some sage, so I'm gonna keep it open. Anyways, now you know my intention. I'm not going to use any cards for this reading. I'm going to take a couple deep breaths and I'm going to start channeling. If you've never been on one of my videos before and you don't know what I mean by channeling, or maybe where I'm channeling from, I connect to my soul, which connects to the divine. Each and every one of us have a direct through line to the divine. Each and every one of us have a direct line to speak to God, to speak to source energy within us. Because we have a soul, or if we have a soul. If you're a human in a body, you got a connection to the divine via your soul. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. Just feel that power inside of you. Isn't that so beautiful? How infinite your soul energy is. It's expansive and fabulous. I feel great. Anyways, so I'm channeling from there. To connect with the divine, to offer this spiritual guidance. With that said, I'm tapping into collective energy. I'm tapping into all of us. There is a space that we all share. The quantum field, the negative space between us. We all touch each other through that. We're all connected here. Thanks to the quantum field that kind of holds each and every one of us together. I made a recent video about this on my IGTV. But I'm going to say it anyways. We each have our own personal energy fields. And then there is a space between us, and that is the quantum field. Quantum field spans many geographies and dimensions. Alright, let me get ready. Alright, my loves. Gotta get all my fidgeting done before I activate the message. I wanna be able to touch my heart. Oh, okay. Take some deep breaths, or breathe however you want. No pressure. No pressure. Just stay alive, okay? Okay. So we're going to start off this collective reading. Thank you, my love. We're going to start off this collective reading tapping into the energy of putting yourself out there and the feeling of sacrifice that seems to be with putting yourself out there. The feeling of almost gambling with putting yourself out there. The feeling of how there's a potential that I could fail, so maybe I shouldn't do it. in relation to putting yourself out there. Hesitancy could be a protective mechanism. It's true. You could be potentially aligning yourself and wanting to put yourself out there in an environment that actually isn't in alignment. Your free will could be wanting you to go one way, but the rest of your whole body system, mind, body, spirit, and earth and heavens all want you to go this way. So sometimes we feel hesitant because it doesn't actually resonate. It doesn't actually resonate. And because it's not the soul that's guiding us to do the thing. It's some programming or some external influence that doesn't actually take into account our actual soul's vibration, which is the vibration of our highest vibrational life purpose. I hope I didn't already hit my quota for using the word vibrational today, because I think I just said it like 8 times in a row. So, other times, the energy of putting ourselves out there and the hesitancy that's related to it is more about like a self-care. Where it's like, oh, this is my baby, or whatever the thing you're putting yourself out there for. Because sometimes it's like a project. It's showing your art, showing your finished product, sharing your book, whatever your thing is that you're doing. Or it might just be you putting yourself out there in dating, in making new friends. Whatever it is. Sometimes it's like we are worried that criticism might break the thing. And so we're like, well, I want to keep this intact. So let me not just put myself out there. So when you're in there, start to notice the nuances. What can anybody really do if you put yourself out there? Like, take a second. What's this thing that you want to do, but you're afraid to do or nervous about doing? Like, let's just go there. What's worst case scenario? Like, worst case scenario. I don't know. You die? I want to show the world my violin song. What's worst case scenario? I'm scared, but I don't want to. I'm scared. Worst case scenario. Just be willing. Do you see how ridiculous that is? What are the actual chances, that worst case scenario that you just expressed or thought of? Now that you've brought that a little more into your reality, it even helps if you can write it down or say it out loud so you can hear the ridiculousness of it. That thing that's holding you back, unless it's actually protection because you're about to move out of alignment with spirit, that thing that's holding you back, it's unnecessary. It's fear. And once you illuminate fear and kind of hear yourself say what the fear is attempting to manifest, in this case, you not putting yourself out there, this fear is attempting to manifest you not putting yourself out there, you not utilizing your free will to align you with your heartfelt dreams and desires and your highest vibrational reality. The fear wants to manifest that you don't do that. Take a deep breath. But the thing is, fear is not of soul. Yeah, sometimes we gotta deal with fear, and sometimes fear is valid because we're about to fucking fall off a cliff or get attacked by a tiger. So thank you, fear. My adrenaline kicked in and I could lift the truck. Besides that, small purpose for fear. It serves to hold us back. And it innately is not in alignment with soul. But let's remind ourselves, which one are you? Which one am I? Which one are you? Are you fear or are you soul? Are you soul or are you other? You're soul. Soul is you. You are your soul. Your spirit, or the spirit you speak of, that's you. That's you. It's your mind that tries to create a separation. Oh, I hope I can connect with spirit. I hope I can connect with spirit. Baby, you're spirit. You sound ridiculous. I'm not really judging you. This is just the energy coming through to wake you up and clear it. To wake you up and clear it. So, you are spirit. Are you breathing? Okay, you're connected to spirit. You're alive, right? Check the pulse. You're a human? Connected to spirit. Okay. So we don't have to worry about that. In fact, in our most relaxed state, and that's why meditation and solitude are so amazing and divine for this. It's when we're in our most relaxed state, alone with ourselves, that we can feel the soul, ourselves, unpolluted, our innate vibration emanating out. So nice. So nice. So when we get in that state of meditation, of final alone time at home or whatever, your own quiet space, your cup of tea, whatever your space is, where you realign with your center, where you reconnect with your inner self, your soul. It's in that space where you can say, yeah, I'm afraid to do this because I'm afraid that blah, 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 blah. You can be like, oh my God. But now that I've said it out loud, I can feel how that does not resonate. Like, oh God. Yeah, that's really not going to happen. Take a second. Are you giving yourself the opportunity to manifest your dreams, or are you just consuming your mind and your manifestation power with the visualizations of your fears? So then you're only giving yourself the opportunity to assist in the manifestation, co-creative manifestation of your fears. The minute you say them out loud, you're like, I'm afraid of this and this, and you're like, am I though? Or have I just been repeating that in my head over and over, and so I've been living from that vibration and perspective because I've just been keeping those fears in here and manifesting that same vibration that supports those fears. I say them out loud. I'm spirit, and I'm saying these things out loud. I'm like, spirit's like, no, that doesn't resonate. No, it doesn't. And then you can clear it. Don't feel so attached to those fears. Don't feel so attached to that nervousness. Let yourself shift. Take a deep breath. I used to be afraid of those things. I used to be nervous about putting myself out there. But now I'm not. No, I'm good. I'm good. And they're going to be like, when? When did you used to be? Oh, about 45 seconds ago. But then I talked to Oracle Brigette. And she reminded me, whose body is this? It's my body. Whose mind? That's your mind. That's your body. And you know, you are your spirit. It's all you, baby. Well, this is all me. That's all you, baby. You choose what you exude. Emotions, what other people do to us, we don't have as much power yet over that. So we gotta flow, do our best to navigate. Okay, so in putting yourself out there, there's an element of vulnerability if you're coming from an authentic space, especially if it's just expressing yourself we're talking about. There's an element of vulnerability, and we innately feel vulnerable because it's only when we're alone in our own solitude do we have full control over what's going on. I mean, except for like natural disasters and things like that. But it's like, okay, as long as I pay my rent, I pay my light bill, I'm gonna have a house and I'm gonna have lights. And if I can get some fucking food, then I'm gonna have food. And I've got me, and I know how to make this all work. As soon as you put yourself out there, you're sharing space with others. You don't get full control over the entire circumstance if you're not the only one there. There are other souls' purposes who complete the puzzle of that experience. How many people are there in the room with you? You're all equal parts of a puzzle. You're all equally connected. You have equal power. What each and every one of you decides to do with your power, which chakra you decide to anchor into, or source of energy you decide to anchor into, how you choose to behave, that's everyone's choice. That's their free will choice. That's their free will choice. So I want to transition into the next little light code. But before I go there, let's close out this putting yourself out there energy. So what I want to do, and what I hope this reading, or this little chunk of this reading, could do for us, breathe, is clear away that extra weight that we've been feeling in association with putting ourselves out there, really representing ourselves and allowing ourselves to be seen and heard. Whether it's just as a person, as an artist, in something you've created, or something you want to create. However this is resonating. Breathe. We want to release that unnecessary additional weight, energetic weight, or pressure we've been feeling. It's beautiful that you understand the responsibility of your power and how everything you say, think, and do vibrates and affects your reality. I'm so proud of you for understanding that light code. It's such an incredible experience, right? But at the same time, we can get over aware and then really go, my vibration's not perfect, I can't do the thing. So I want to remind you, if it feels like you might need to put yourself out there, just try. You actually only have to get a 50% of a grade, because guess what? I want to remind you, rather, we live in a co-creative reality. You do half, and the universe does half, and where you meet in the middle is where manifestation happens. So all you got to do is put yourself out there. You don't have to control how you're received. Not your problem. Not your problem. That's the universe's issue. Do you get it? Put yourself out there. If it feels right. If it feels right. Put yourself out there. How you are received is data, is feedback from the universe. Yeah, technically from the people around you, but you can receive it as data, feedback from the universe. That's a manifestation. Ooh, interesting. So I came forward with this vibration. I received this manifestation. Ooh, interesting. I don't have to let that influence me. It's just data. I can choose to let that influence the way I navigate in that environment, or I can choose to navigate out of that environment altogether because I was not received and I realized that's not the right audience for me. Those aren't the right friends for me. That's not the right lover for me. You know? So we like that feedback. So it's like, oh, that feedback was not comfortable. That feedback felt like shit. That feedback felt like abuse. Thank you, universe, for that data. Let me navigate accordingly. Let me readjust my sails and my vibration and the environments that I'm looking to put myself out there in. And let me keep moving forward and trusting that as I move forward, the universe will continue to meet me. I don't have to control the whole manifestation. Just aim for it. Aim in alignment with heart. Aim in alignment with spirit. And observe. See what the universe gives you in response. Let that inform you or not. I mean, it's going to inform you no matter what. It's either going to inform you how to navigate with more finesse in that environment, or it's going to inform you that you want to navigate away from that environment altogether. Breathe. But if you feel it feels right to put yourself out there in alignment with your heart, what I can confirm is you won't live a life of regret. And you've probably felt regret before for not putting yourself out there. You really want to put yourself through that again? So if the only other option to not putting yourself out there is regret, please do put yourself out there and fail. How about that? How about that? Just fucking fail. And then if you don't fail, you're going to be so proud of yourself. That's a very Capricorn thing. That's actually for Aquarius, isn't it? Meh. I want to put myself out there. It feels right. I'm going to be sloppy. I'm going to be a beginner. I'm not going to be great at it, but it's going to feel right. And then it does. And what if they notice your passion and they see your intention and they're like, wow, exactly, my love. And the thing is, at least you tried, is what you say. I would say, when you try, the universe is like, oh my goodness, I fucking love it. When you try, the universe is like, yes, yes. When you try, the universe is like, yes, baby, ooh, give me that. It's not some little thing. You chose to put yourself out there and do the thing. I'm so proud of you, because I know how much fear and programming we do have to get through before we can feel capable of being sovereign and taking control of our lives and our energy and moving forward in alignment with the heart center. Big deal. How do we find our passion? Do what you want. Do what you like. And keep trying new things until you find something you like if you don't know what you like, what your soul likes. What do you like to do? Do what you like. Do what you like. Okay. Bloop. So that's a little light code about putting yourself out there. I hope it helps. The next light code is kind of a transition, like a very smooth transition from the previous light code. So let's talk more about the environments that we put ourselves into when we put ourselves out there. Ooh, let's jam it out. Okay, next light code. The environments we put ourselves into. And I really want this to, I'm going to start, out into more generalized environments, and then we're going to spiral into intimate relationships, okay? I'm not sure how fast this spiral is going to go. Let's see what happens. Next light code. Take a deep breath. Oh, I love this song. Okay. So, it's one thing to put yourself out there, but know that the next step is exchanging with people. Energy exchanges, interaction. You put yourself out there, step one. Not your responsibility, help what people do. Let them do what they do. And then once they meet you there, that's the next light code, okay? Once they meet you there, it's the energy exchange. It's the energy exchange. So the environments you choose to put yourself out there into, if other beings, other people are in that environment, and they choose to interact with you or respond to your energy directly, you'll be participating in an energy exchange. Everyone you speak with or connect with on a physical level, energy exchange, an avenue is created. This is why boundaries are so important in the beginning of relationships, and in the beginning of expressing yourself and introducing yourself to new communities, setting those boundaries almost immediately. And that will affect the quality of the relationships you have, because people who don't want relationships that have those boundaries, they'll see it right away and they'll be like, okay, that's not for me. But other people will feel very safe there and knowing, they'll probably have those things in common with you, honestly. So when we're putting ourselves out there in these environments, I would recommend kind of tapping into the environment and making sure those are people that you want to even interact with and exchange with. Do you like what they've got going on? Because as soon as we open up an avenue for energy exchange with another person, their energy will be influencing us because we've opened up to it. So, spend a lot of time around a certain group of people. When you go home, you'll notice you're kind of got their energy swirling around your field. You might not be thinking or speaking in the way that you normally usually speak. Instead, you kind of are heavily influenced by their energy in the way that they speak. You kind of sound like them. You got to bring yourself into your center. Sometimes you don't mind sounding like them. Sometimes it's cool. It's like, oh my God, I've been living in this state for so long. I'm starting to get the accent. I don't even live. And it's fine. Like, not all energy influence is a bad thing. Just, flow with the energy. And know that part of the reason that we feel vulnerable when we put ourselves out there is because we know that there's potential for an energy exchange on the other end of that, on the other side of that. And with energy exchanges, sometimes we can get hurt or gypped. I laugh, that's not funny. So, I would recommend discernment in this time in particular. I admire your desire to want to get yourself out there and get your work out there. I think it's amazing. I love the motivation. I'm really proud of you guys, wherever you're at there, and that energy that I'm feeling. Don't let your excitement distort your vision, your true discernment. Okay? Make sure you're actually reading the energy of the people around you before you decide to engage with them. Does that energy feel good just on the outside? Does it feel good on the outside? Because their auras are going to be giving off energy frequency just like yours does. You're going to feel it with your energy frequency, and you want to listen to spirit. Does this feel right in here? Does this feel good? If I'm not sure, then be wary. And don't be so willing to open up that avenue so big right away in the energy exchange. It's like when you first meet someone. If it's a date, that's a different story. If you're an adult, this is an adult program. If it's a date, that's a different story. Some people do get extremely intimate on first date. But if this is a social environment, this is some kind of business thing or art thing, the act of putting yourself out there, you don't want to overshare right away. You don't want to scare the person away. You don't want to overshare. We're being discerning. We're seeing how much we can trust this person. It takes time. So this means that if this is resonating as more of an art or a career, businessy type of reading right now, in terms of putting yourself out there, with work, especially if it's something where you have to sign a contract too, imagine what you're trying to manifest, that thing that you've been planning on manifesting your whole life. Really imagine what you're trying to manifest here. Does it actually feel good? Does it still resonate? And don't be so attached to that thing that you want to manifest that you're not willing to say, wow, you know what? I can actually dream up a better version of this. You know what? I can actually dream up a bigger version of this. You know what? I think I'm capable of more than that now. Hold on a second. This has been my dream my whole life. I'm about to be there. Obviously, I want to keep expanding. So this feels like a major time for reassessing the goals you're working towards, because the energies have just opened up for us. The fifth dimensional energies are really activated on the planet. We've got a lot of activation going on here. So that means you've got a big expansion in the mind and the imagination. And it is natural now to be in the fifth dimension and to be heart-centered. And so when we're in our quiet space, when we're alone, we're immediately acclimating to the soul and the divine, and it feels amazing. And then once we go out into the world, then we're opening up these avenues, and we're potentially interacting with people, opening up avenues to share energy with them. They're an amazing person like you are, and we open up our energies a little bit and have some kind of exchange. It's probably going to be positive. We're probably going to feel good after. But if you don't take note of that, okay? Because you may have overshared, and you might be feeling that shame because you don't know if that info is safe. You didn't create any security, emotional security, or trust before you gave info that is sacred. And there's potential for being hurt. Some people aren't being malicious. They're just of a low vibration or not of resonance with you. So it hurts your soul because it's not in resonance with your soul. It's not what you want. It might be what someone else wants. It's not good for you. Can't get too attached to those outcomes. I've always wanted to do this because I thought it was going to align me with that. Well, I did this, it didn't align me with that. Or I did this and it aligned me with that, and I don't want that. Keep shifting. Dream bigger. Okay, so I'm hungry. So let's close out the reading, shall we? It's like a 2 light code reading. Kind of like one big light code. As we get into the personal relationships and into intimate relationships, and we're sharing intimate space with another, we open up this very intimate avenue for an energy exchange. When we're willing to share so much of ourselves with someone in an intimate energy exchange, it does put a great responsibility on each other. Kind of hold each other's heart in your hands. You know so much. You know so much, and you want to take care of that. You want to take care of that person's heart. You want to take that responsibility seriously. But sometimes people don't take the responsibility seriously. And when that happens, welcome to the dark side of being a human. Sadness just happens. It's good for getting the hurt out. We suffer a little bit. But on the other side of it, I'm lighter. I don't want you to live a life of regret. And I don't want to live a life of regret. So, if you haven't lately, write out your goals. What do you want to manifest? If you don't know what you want to manifest, focus on feelings that you want to have. Things you want to experience. Apply discernment everywhere. Be willing to read the energy of spaces to see if it feels in resonance. And if it doesn't, return to the heart. You might be missing something. If you haven't returned to the heart or your center space recently, you're going to want to spend more time in solitude or in a state of meditation where you can keep reacclimating to your center. Right now, the energy of your center, the energy inside of you, your soul energy, is in perfect resonance with the earth and the cosmos. But that doesn't mean you can't still do weird shit with your free will. And make weird vibrations come out of your body because, by weird I mean non-resonant, something that doesn't even resonate with your heart or soul. Weird vibrations you can emit because you're taking your free will and you're choosing to behave or choosing to speak or think in a certain way. So if you keep choosing those things, you won't resonate a high vibration. No, you won't. Even though the soul's like, I'm in heaven. Why are you doing this to me? Stop it. And free will's like, but I like to be mean. Okay, if you want that experience, enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's going to be a really out of alignment with soul version of reality, but it will be in alignment with the whatever the thing is that your free will wants. You deserve to give your soul a chance to speak to you. I say that with a question mark because it's probably not going to be a voice inside of you because you are you. But sometimes you are you. You are your soul. Sometimes we overfocus on programming, on the mind, on external sources such as media, and we kind of create a bypass where we no longer consult with ourselves, our souls, and instead we kind of just consult directly with this external source of information and allow it to influence our actions before consulting with the divine, with your soul, with the self within. And so life can feel really out of alignment and not like it feels good, or like you're moving in a way, you might move in a way where you feel like you're constantly in shame. You're mad at yourself a lot. It might be because, you are sourcing your choices and you're choosing to align your free will, not with your soul, but with some kind of programming in your mind, something like you learned from an outside person, the influence of outside people, or the influence of outside media. It's like kind of plugging into there and letting that power you and move you instead of using your own soul. And that time in solitude, that time in meditation will really do it for you. Really going to remind you of what you feel like. When you're just you, when you can just be soul, I am me, soul and body. This is me, soul and body, la la la, soul and body, la la la, soul and body. Like when I'm here, soul and body, I feel very free. Feels really light. I feel very capable. So don't get freaked out when you reach that place of calmness and of peace and of kind of a nice blissed out neutrality. High vibrational plane is like a blissed out neutrality. It's not that high level of excitement bliss. It's very level, but very light, but very capable. And so I feel grounded and really in my body. When you feel that way, don't freak out. Make sure you're consistently holding space for life to keep feeling better. fifth dimensional plane is here. Fourth dimensional plane does not return until my birthday, January 26th. So if you want out of the fifth dimension, you've got your chance at the end of January. In the meantime, be willing to hold space for life to get better and better, for you to just to feel calm, for you to just be soul, for you to just be cleared of external energies, for you to suddenly not care if you fail or not. It's worth following the heart. Revisit your goals if you haven't. Make sure they still resonate. And remember, you really don't have any control or power of what other people do. So read their energy. Read their vibration, rather. Read their vibration. So that you can decide if that's something you want to interact with or not. Or if you have to interact with it, choose to interact with it in a way where you do not create an avenue for energy exchange. I love you guys. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love in the comments. Thank you for holding space for me today to bring through an energy report. Wow. It was nice. It was cute. I kept it under an hour, right? Yes. Oh, 36 minutes. 36 minutes. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Have a beautiful day, night, week. Take care. If you're watching this on a Monday, we are meditating tonight. I'm leading a guided meditation on Zoom. It's 15-20 minutes. And it's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can sign up at the link in my bio, lovesteadylife.com. I have other meditations available too. And those meditations are all included if you get a gold membership on my website. There's some new short videos on my IGTV if you haven't been here in a little while, where I've shared some additional light codes. I'm probably going to be back soon giving more light codes. This was a, straight from spirit message, so I'm not going really into the comments today, but I'll be back live again soon. Turn on your live notifications so you don't miss me. And we'll do a question and answer session soon. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later.